So some news came out today. Toronto is shutting down. It's shutting down all of its airports, all of its borders, all of its highways. Did you miss your opportunity? No more moving to Toronto. I'm just kidding. In this video, I'm going to talk about what you should know about when moving to Toronto, and we're going to get into that right now. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Nasira Jamal and I'm part of the Canada Realty Group right here in the Greater Toronto area. If this is your first time to the channel and you really want to learn everything there is to know about living, working, playing, eating, sleeping, and even the things that you should know about before moving to Toronto, then make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn your notification on so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Honestly, I get calls every day from people that are moving or relocating into the Greater Toronto area, and I absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about moving or relocating here, then make sure you either give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Heck, you can even send a pigeon carrier. However you want to get a hold of me, I've got your back when you're moving into the Greater Toronto area. So in this video, I'm really going to go over the experiences that I've had and my clients have had living here in Toronto and moving, those that have moved from out of province and out of country. Really, I just want to share with you the stories and the experiences so that you can get an idea of what to expect when you're coming to the Greater Toronto area. So let's just address the elephant in the room. Maybe it's not even the elephant really, because it's the one main topic you'll hear about anybody that's moving to Canada or even just any of the provinces is our weather. Now, it's cold here for predominantly, in Toronto anyways, about 7 months, I would say. And I've lived here for over 40 years and I still complain about it. And I really wanted to, not just kind of a joke about it, but truly for you moving here, you've got to know that it is cold. We have winter between October and about end of March, beginning of April. And that's no joke. I mean, really, the best part is the first snowfall. It looks really nice and it's pretty to watch the white fluffy stuff come down. And the second part that's really good about our winter is that we may get a white Christmas. But beyond that, we are really, combating temperatures, cold temperatures, wind, blizzards, snowstorms. It's just part of our life. And you'll hear at the water cooler a lot of people talking about the weather and how much they either hate it and very few love it. So really, I don't want to lead you there, but I'm just being honest. It is something that I'm known for complaining about because I really don't like the winter. Now, I was born in Africa, though I came here when I was really, really young. So I'm really more Canadian bred than anything else. However, I think in my blood, there is the need for heat, and I'm always looking for a way to stay warm. So if you're coming here in the winter, be prepared. It's cold. You're going to need jackets, hats, mitts, gloves, boots even. And that's just one of the realities that us Canadians live with. Even though we complain about it, we really don't hate it so much that we're moving away from it, right? So I've been here over 40 years and have no intentions of, packing my bags and going south. The thing to note though is a lot of Canadians actually will plan trips in the winter south, either Florida or the Caribbean, Dominican Republic, Jamaica. So you'll find a lot of Canadians really looking forward to the winter for this very reason, is because we're planning our trips to get out of it. Even if it's only for a week, it's a reprieve to come out of the cold and get into some sunshine. That leads me to really our deficiency in vitamin D. A lot of us, I think, in Canada, though we may or may not know this, are deficient in vitamin D. And this is not something I'm pushing or anything like that. Talk to your doctor if you are going to be taking any supplements. But we definitely need more vitamin D in because we don't have as much. And one of the reasons is we have over 200 days of overcast or cloudy weather. And a lot of people don't know that, especially in Toronto. Vancouver, which is on the East Coast, is known for its rain and overcast days. But Toronto actually is also an area that, although we don't get a lot of rain, we have a rainy season probably between, I would say, March, April, and May, where we have more of the wet weather. We don't have as much rain as Vancouver, but we do have a lot of days where it's overcast. Even in the winter, many of our days are cold and overcast. There are some sunny days, but one of the temperature gauges I always kind of note is if it's really sunny on a winter snowy day, for me it means that the temperature is really, really cold. And so that's just, something about our weather. It is a water cooler topic, and we tend to, as Canadians, talk about weather a lot because we are, obviously struggling with it. So that's one. So the other topic that really gets talked about at the water cooler is our housing. Our housing market is strong and getting stronger. So when I started in real estate 15 years ago, this was something that was really part of our daily talks, was that, is there going to be a market correction? Is there going to be a drop in pricing? And people always feared it. And in the last 15 years, we've not seen anything. We may have seen a year or 6 months of when there might have been a slight dip back in 2006, but really it's not been anything that is noteworthy. And we really bounced right back. It was actually 2008, not 2006, but we really bounced back, and it's been going up ever since. In fact, let's even talk about COVID. Initially, when COVID hit early March 2020, the talk was that it's going to really affect our housing market, especially with, the projection of job losses and going into a recession. We actually surpassed some of our historical numbers, and we had one of the best real estate market years in decades. So even COVID seemed to have accelerated our housing market. And one of the reasons, I think, is that the government implemented lower interest rates, and that has helped keep the economy going. One of the cautionary things I'll just mention here is that some people have lost jobs and were not able to pay their mortgages, but it didn't really have a market correction, even though there was some of the job losses that were being experienced. The mortgage companies were doing deferred payments and helping people out. And that was, of course, part of keeping everybody afloat. Now, coming into 2021, I just read a report yesterday that is still projecting that we're going to have a very strong spring market, and it's going to really continue because interest rates are going to stay low probably up until 2023. So again, the housing market is strong, continually going up, and we are noticing more sales in the higher priced properties for some reason. And our condo market in Toronto has softened a little bit in terms of demand. There's a lot of inventory, there's still people purchasing, but we're not seeing the increase as great as the increases that we're seeing in the detached homes in the suburbs, and even a lot of people moving out of the metropolitan areas, going further north where there is more land, more farms and things like this. I think because now people can work from home, it's giving people the opportunity to live really anywhere in the city. And when you move further out of the metropolitan Toronto area or the top big cities like Brampton, Mississauga, Vaughan, you are going to find lesser, the house price is lower than right in the core. So again, it gives people a little bit more affordability, giving more choice, giving more space between houses. Because I have to be honest, I've lived in Brampton for 20 years. I did move away a couple of years ago, and the subdivisions and the growth because of the demand is just so much that the cities are growing exponentially. And I found anyways in Brampton that it was just too much. The subdivisions were really cluttered. Everything was really close together. And so for a lot of people, they do pick Brampton, Mississauga, Vaughan, Toronto as a place to call home because it's close to work, it's close to family, it's somewhere where they're central to the airport. But that is, some things that we're noticing a lot of changes is people moving a little bit outside to get that space. Let me share a map with you to show you sort of the different areas, just so you can get a perspective of where Toronto is and then where the outlying areas are, and the areas that I'm talking about, the different cities like Brampton, Mississauga. I'm just going to highlight that for you so you can actually have a different perspective when you visually see where Toronto is in relation to all of the neighboring suburbs. So let's look at the map together, and I want to explain to you where Toronto is in relation to all of the other suburbs that are in the GTA. And so I'm going to just pull back the map. So going east over here, you're going to see Scarborough. And what you'll also find is if you go further east, you're going to go into Pickering, Ajax, and Whitby. And over here you've got Oshawa. So as you go east, you will be able to get better house pricing. You'll be able to, in this area, be able to get detached homes that are on average, about $700,000. And it's a great area to be in because you have access to the Ontario 401 highway here. So we have 400 series highways, and I'm going to show you the other ones as well. And then coming back, right here is what we call Uptown or North York, Midtown. This is a great area for those that want to be close to York University, which is right here. And you've got lots of neighborhoods in here that are really great for families. Going north, you're going to find this area called Thornhill. Now, Thornhill is actually one of the more expensive areas going north. You've got Markham on this side, also a great area, small town in here called Unionville. Markham Stouffville Hospital here. So for a lot of people that are in the healthcare field will be, if they work here, it's a great place to live. It is expensive here, townhomes. Some of the larger ones up in starting at about $1 million. You've got some nice condominiums here as well. This is a very well-known golf club, Angus Glen Golf Club. Great restaurant, golfing, amazing golfing here. It is temporarily closed, not just from weather, but also from COVID. We're still experiencing a lockdown. And then as we go north of Toronto, so as you know, we've been coming up here, Richmond Hill is a growing area. Lots of families live here as well. What I want to point out here is this hospital, Mackenzie Health. So in most of the areas, actually, you will have a local hospital. Richmond Hill is home to many different types of families, meaning like there's retired people living. There's old section off of here, a lot of retired people living here. You've got sort of going up here, a lot of new development. As you go north on Yonge Street, Jefferson is a new community. There's a golf club there as well, Summit Golf and Country Club. You've got Bathurst Glen Golf here again, going north. So there's lots of nice green spaces. If you're a golfer, this is a great area to be in. And then I'm just going to show you, if you go here, North King City here, a very high-end area, lots of homes here, multi-million dollars, large estate homes you'll find in King City. Another area in King City is called Nobleton. Lots of new subdivisions there, $1 million plus if you're looking at detached homes, double car garage, 4 bedrooms typically. So that's another great area to be living in. And then if I just sort of come down a little bit here, what I want to show you here is going northwest. You're looking at Orangeville. Lots of people moving into the area here. Shelburne, Malmer, Hockley Valley's here, Loretto, New Tecumseh. This is Alliston and Tottenham. The reason people are moving up this way is affordability. Lots you can get, detached homes, 700,000 plus. Shelburne is actually noted to be, it's going to expand here. There's developers coming in here building over 500 homes. So it's up and coming. It is going to grow in the next 5 years. So if you're looking at purchasing a home, this is a great spot. You're about 45 minutes away from Brampton when you're in Shelburne. And here I want to point out Highway 400. This is really the main highway going up to Cottage Country, getting into the northern parts. You've got 407 here. That's our highway. I just want to bring that closer for you guys. Highway 407 is our one and only toll route, and it really connects the north, the west, and the east, actually. It is expanding. They are making it larger. And then this is the center point where we have the Toronto International Airport. This is, again, 30 minutes from Brampton, 20 minutes from Mississauga. You've got about 30 minutes or 20 minutes actually from Vaughan, which is up here. In here, I want to just highlight this. This restaurant is my one and most favorite, called The Kebab. It is not far from the airport in an area called Malton. This area is home to a lot of immigrants. Typically when immigrants come into the country, they will look in this area. This area here, lots of detached homes, semi-detached. You will find in Westwood actually bungalow style homes as well. So this area is definitely one to check out for affordability. And then I want to go to the west just to show you sort of Mississauga, Brampton, which is just west here. If you come up here, there's Brampton, Mississauga, and on this side you've got Milton and Georgetown. Going west, further west, down Highway 403, you've got Oakville and Burlington. You can get homes in here, Burlington a little bit cheaper than Oakville. In Glen Abbey's here, this is a great pocket for those that are looking for living on a golf course or near a golf course. Homes over $1 million, but really, you've got access to Lake Ontario here. And going west, you've got Hamilton. So more affordability in the Hamilton area, but you are about an hour and 20 minutes from the downtown core. Stony Creek is another really popular area as well. So this is sort of an overview. I will be doing a video more so on each one, going more into the details of each of the cities so that you can get an idea of what you would prefer. And really that's another video to look out for. But I just wanted to kind of give you an idea in relation to Toronto, where all of the other cities and towns are, and what is considered to be the Greater Toronto Area. So when we talk about pricing, I do want to highlight here that yes, living in the metropolitan areas, in the larger cities, it is expensive. For the average, we're looking at about $700,000 to $800,000 for house pricing. In Toronto, downtown core, you're looking at well over $1 million. But when you're looking for surrounding areas, like to the east, you may look at going into Ajax, Whitby, Pickering. To the west, you're looking at Milton, Orangeville, Burlington, and even Georgetown. You're going to have more affordability. And going north is even more affordable because they're smaller towns. It's not as metropolitan. So you're looking at areas like Orangeville, Shelburne, Alliston. You are still going to get affordable housing. You're going to be able to have a lot more choice, between townhomes, detached, semi-detached, and condominium living. So a lot of this is based on the fact that COVID allowed people to work from home, and it's giving people the opportunity to move around the city and find other areas that they really are, still close to the metropolitan areas. There's still highways, very good infrastructure for transportation, but yet still having that quality of life. That's why when people are moving to Toronto, they give us a call to figure out which neighborhood, which town or city fits their requirements, their needs, their lifestyle. And it's important to figure out, before you plant your roots, which area is going to be best to call home. If you're enjoying this video, make sure you hit the like button. And if there's some things that you are thinking about that you want answers to and you want me to shoot a video on it, just leave a comment and I'd be happy to do that as well. So coming into any city, of course, the main question that comes up is what about the job market? What is the employment like? And in Toronto, what you're going to find is the three top sectors are technology, finance, as well as healthcare. We have over 40 hospitals in the GTA, and this allows for healthcare workers like doctors, nurses, technicians, customer care or client services, those types of jobs really are available and accessible because we have so many hospitals and people to serve. I want to talk about, the idea of if you're coming here with either, post-secondary education, you've got some sort of very, particular kind of skill set. There are other sectors, obviously, that you can have access to. We have job hunters in the area, so who could help you look for a job. You don't have to pay the job hunters. They actually get paid from the employer, but it's a great way if you've got a definite skill set or some sort of diploma or degree in an area that you want to get a job specifically in. Headhunters might be a really good way to go. Also, websites like Indeed. I will actually put some links in the description where you could look at where job postings are and also have access to, resume writing and interview skills and things like that, because that might be different than from where you're coming from. I want to also give you an idea of what the top 7 jobs are that are in demand here at this point. We have, of course, high demand for nurses. With COVID, there's been a huge need for having extra staff to relieve the staff that's on. Just people or the hospitals are looking for more nurses, doctors. We also have a big demand for teachers. And with online teaching, there is more need. I've heard a lot where the different school boards are hiring TAs, teaching assistants. The other area that they're looking for more workers is transport drivers, research engineers, research and development, finance. That's another one that is really high in terms of people looking for jobs in this sector, or actually people obtaining jobs in the financial industry. And the other 2 are programmers and customer service representatives. And these are just, in some of the general, like in the telecommunications sector, we have lots of demand for people that are doing customer service, customer representative type of work. So you definitely have a lot of job opportunities when you come into the Toronto GTA, the Greater Toronto area. So there are some of the things that you want to know about when you're moving into the Toronto area. But really, if you want to start getting more information on the different neighborhoods, or you just want to start looking at properties, you've got to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or you can even send a pigeon carrier. However you want to get a hold of me, I've got your back when you're moving into the Greater Toronto area. Until the next video, I'll catch you later.